Hello, I'm Simon. Welcome back to my workshop. And in this video, which is a little bit different to normal, I'm going to be investigating the best way to glue MDF together using butt joints. Now I have a project coming up that's going to use butt joints and I want to glue them in the strongest possible way. I'm going to be using 1/4 inch MDF, and here's a couple of test pieces I've made. They're about 3 inches square. And I'm going to be gluing them in different manners, just like this, in a butt joint, leaving the glue to cure and then testing how strong they are. And I think you'll be really surprised by the results. So let's get tinkering. I glue all pieces together using a liberal amount of glue. So how strong is an MDF butt joint? Well, I'm going to find out. I've glued these 2 pieces of MDF, which are 1/4 of an inch thick, with just a normal PVA. I did that yesterday, so it's had 24 hours to cure. Let's see how much weight I can put on it before it fails. This is 1/2 kilogram. This is 1 1/4 kilograms. So that'll be 1 3/4 kilograms. Two 2.5 kilograms. So somewhere between 1 1/4 and 2.5 kilograms. Let's inspect how it's failed. So the glue joint hasn't failed at all. It's actually pulled the material, the MDF, away from itself. The actual joint here is still solid. So the glue is stronger than the joint. I'm going to try this one more time. This one is also glued with PVA, but I gave it a first coat of PVA and let that dry before I then glued it up using PVA. Let's see if this is any stronger. Given that it wasn't the joint that failed, but the material, I don't expect it to be any better, but let's see. 1/2 kilogram. 1 1/4 kilograms. 1 3/4 kilograms. 2.5 kilograms. That's interesting. Let's make it 3 kilograms. 3 3/4 kilograms, and it's gone. So that does seem to be a little bit stronger. Let's again inspect that joint. And again, I can see that it's not the joint that's failed, but the material. If I look closely at these failures, you can see that it's the face that's failed, not the end grain, which implies that the glue is soaking into the end grain okay, but not soaking in enough to the face grain, and then the face is failing. On this second one, you can see that it's failed further into the face than the first one, and this is the one that I pre-applied glue to. So in this final experiment, I'm going to apply watered down glue to the edge just to see if that will soak in more and give me a stronger bond. What I'm trying to do is penetrate the surface deeper than normal glue, and hopefully this will strengthen those fibres or under the surface. So I shall leave that to dry. This third one, I soaked the MDF near the joint in diluted PVA, let that dry, and then glued it using PVA. Let's see how this holds up. Start with 1/2 kilogram. No problem. 1¼ kilograms, no problem. 1¾ kilograms, no problem. 2½ kilograms, 2½ kilograms, and it's gone. There's one last approach that I want to try. Now we know that it's never been the glue that's failed, it's always been the material. So I'm going to soak one of the pieces of material in CA glue to see if that just gives it a little bit more strength so that it can cope with a little bit more weight. Let's see if that makes it stronger. The CA glue immediately soaks in and dries very quickly. Now I've put the CA glue on here, but I'm actually going to glue the face because I wanted the CA glue to penetrate into the material and hopefully try and strengthen it. That's the theory, at least. So let's see. If I take the lid off. That's all clamped up. I now just need to leave it to dry and cure for 24 hours. And this will be my final test. I'm quite hopeful about this one. I soaked the MDF in a thin CA glue first, let that dry, then used a PVA. 1/2 kilogram, 1¼ kilograms, 1¾ kilograms, 2½ kilograms, 3 kilograms, this is 2½, this will be 3 again, this will be 3¾ kilograms. That's pretty good. This would be 4¼ kilograms. Okay, so this was 2½, 3¾ this would be 5 kilograms. Wow. 5½ kilograms, so just over 5, I think that was. It failed catastrophically. Now, interestingly, on this one, it's the glue that broke this time. A little bit of this surface has come away, but not much. And the glue joints failed, so it looks like the glue fails at 5 kilograms, which is pretty impressive. But the material hasn't failed this time. Okay, so what have I learnt? Well, the first 3, the material failed, and it looks like it failed at different depths. This is a very thin area before the material then splits. This is slightly thicker, and this one's even thicker still. But on the CA glue, where we used that as a sealant, very thin CA glue, the material didn't break, the glue broke. But where we used CA glue as a seal and then used PVA to glue the piece, you can see that this bottom piece here didn't split. The glue gave way. So the PVA had a gripping power of about 5 kilograms, and then that became the weak spot. So soaking this part that split here with a CA glue to strengthen it means that you can maximise the strength of this joint. And if you compare it to PVA only, that was failing at between 1¼ and 2½ kilograms, we're getting probably 3 times the strength on this gluing approach. So if you are in a position where you need to use butt joints and you want the butt joint to be as strong as possible, then the process seems to be make sure that the pieces have been soaked in CA glue, let that dry, and then glue up like normal to really strengthen up these two pieces. That will give you the maximum strength. Well, I found this a really interesting experiment. And if you look at how the joints failed, it sort of makes sense that sealing the joint first with a CA glue to strengthen the material would enhance the strength of the overall joint. So when I come to make my project that's going to be using these butt joints on 1/4 inch MDF, this is the method I'll be using. If you've enjoyed this video, please leave a thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more videos like this, then please subscribe. And I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.